Hey everybody, Matt the Master here, back with Marvel Heroes, and this time we got, of course, Nightcrawler. Got him to 50. I got him a build going on, and my build's kind of a higher level build, so um, I'll go over what I did while leveling, and that's really the tricky part. He's another one of those characters that just doesn't come together till higher levels, and then he starts really getting some stat points and gets a little bit more durable, but not too much. Um, so the build I got going, I call it Bamf. Why not? That seems to be the word of the day, and it's really focusing on a lot of his abilities. The key ability, of course, is Shadow Meld. A couple of you guys were texting back and forth, figuring that it would be this, but it's not for the obvious reason. The health regen. It's the only thing that he's got that has the health regen. However, that's just kind of like an extra bonus. It's really that stealth. It's got a 3-second cooldown with a 5-second duration. So you can basically perma-stealth throughout any kind of run that you want. You could go straight to the boss and never deal with the trash if you wanted to. You could sit there invisible around a boss for a while and wait for things to happen if you wanted to. And so that makes a very interesting roguish type character, and it's definitely the first type of character Marvel Heroes ever did like that. So it's very interesting. Black Panther does come close to it. He can be pretty well invisible as much as he wants to as well. But it's a little bit more easier for some reason, or maybe fluid with Nightcrawler. So your first skill you're going to max out, of course, is Shadow Meld. The second skill you're going to max out is Dive Bomb, because we're going to work with the fact that we are going to be Shadow Melding. Seeing how we're stealthing, we're going to get 100% extra bonus with Shadow or with Dive Bomb. So this will do double damage, and that's, yes, 50 to 70,000 damage. That's only once every 4 seconds, but that's okay. We're going to use the cooldowns to our advantage again, and I'll go over that in a second too. And the third skill we're going to take is our Synergy, which is Righteous Frenzy. Now this is on a 40-second cooldown, but it's a very interesting synergy because you get to use it 5 times within 15 seconds. So it's very nice. You get to do a lot of damage. It's basically 100 to 150,000 damage, plus a little extra because you get some extra damage rating going on there. Interesting to note, if you've been using this synergy and you spam it really fast, you don't get as many hits in. It's almost like you lose hits. So hit it slowly, instead of like a repeated 5 times in a row. Just hit it like once a second or half a second. So it takes 2.5 seconds to go, and you get all 5 hits in. Another skill we're going to do is Infernal Brimstone. This is actually going to be a workhorse for like all the trash and everything. This does, basically 5,200 damage a second, a little more actually. And it weakens enemies so they take extra damage. Does a nice AoE cloud. We can drop it and go stealth and just everything die that's in the cloud. And then he's got his stances, and we're actually going to take a stance. And that's going to be Heartseeker Guard. I'm doing that because I want the restore 3.5 spirit a second. And that's how we're going to be using some of those cooldowns to our advantages. And we'll take some crit and some dodge as well for while we're vulnerable. But I'm just doing it mainstay on that spirit part. And finally, we're going to take Death Blow, which is an execute ability, which I normally don't take, but it's also a cooldown ability. So it does get some pretty okay damage. Not the greatest. So you could definitely pass on this if you want to go more defensive. But you're not being as exposed with the way I'm going to play it. And I'll go over that in a second. For 1-pointers, 1 point in Master Swordsman, and 1 point in One Step Ahead. And all the other skills have 1 point them in already. And that's it. The way I set it up, I don't even have a basic attack set up. So I actually get Death Blow on here. and I do this because I don't want to accidentally break stealth while I'm stealthed, because it does have a 3-second cooldown. So, hopefully I won't break stealth. And what I'm going to basically do is, oops, do that to mobs, and I can run away stealthed, and the mobs will die. And as I'm stealth, I can dive bomb on them, hit them hard, drop a cloud again, hit my death blow, and stealth again. And wait for stealth to come back around, and I can do my dive bomb, hit my poison cloud, do my death blow, and stealth again. And that's kind of what I do. And that's what I like. Of course, you should have your stance active at all time. And that's it. And then on tougher mobs, I'll use Righteous Frenzy. And then for gear, because we're not really melee heavy, he's all physical damage still, so that's good, so we can stay with physical. But he's very AoE centric. So we're going to do the Dr. Octopus's metal, so we get bigger area, more crit, more damage rating. Pluvian Superconductor, obviously, more area damage. Power Prism Shard, obviously, more crit, more area power, less spirit cost. And Advanced Super Soldier Serum, obviously, for the health and the health regen, and the spirit regen, and everything else that comes with it. That's awesome. I went with Gungnir for him because he doesn't have the slow and the casket, 8% chance for the slow to go off to get the extra 300 damage rating. It really wouldn't pay off. And if you look at his stats, his fighting goes way up as you level. And so you really kind of don't get the payout with the stats for Nornstones. And casket doesn't pay out. And then we're not really using a lot of, they're tagged melee, but I put the plus melee damage items on there, and these abilities that I'm using aren't getting any damage raising from that, so I had to go with Gungnir. And, on the costume I did health. On the weapon, I'm just doing as much damage as I can get out of it with, plus skills to any of the skills that I use would be nice. Health and health regen. I got lucky with the Great White Shark, so I get to throw Great White Sharks at any of my enemies. Rare item find, special item find here is a really important part for me. And again, health regen. And that's it. So I just got 50 not too long ago. And I still need, ironically, a better Doc Ox medal. So maybe I'll get lucky and get a really good cosmic one. Not. But we can go try. So even Dime Bomb, when you aren't stealthed, hits like a truck, as that just showed. And then when you are stealth, it obviously hits like a truck. Then the Infernal Brimstone there, that will destroy even, even the blues. It will eat up alive if you just let them sit there. This is pretty easy. Alright, Dr. Octopus. So, stealth, brimstone, slash, do my signature, come back down, slash, stealth, dive bomb for the finish. Oh, I just out of reach. but I get to execute them to finish, and that's it. That's about the only problem you're going to have with going invis, is they perform weird actions. They don't always go back to the same spot, but that's it. It works very, 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 very effectively against greens, and will work against yellows. But remind you, he is squishy. It's not gonna, you know, he's not gonna take massive hits from lots of oranges. You got to be smart about it, and it will work. So that's the Bamf strategy I use. So I hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys later.